Hey everyone, this is more on the Benin, Africa trip. I'm going to try to stay off of my soapboxes on this one, but the things that I said in my last video I really do feel needs to be said. So if you don't agree, I'm sorry for that. We can definitely dialogue it. I'm not going to argue, but we can dialogue about anything that you may or may not agree with on those. Nevertheless, let's get back to the trip. I spent, like I said, 2.5 weeks in Parakou. I did spend a couple of days, just rest days in Cotonou, which is South Benin, and then Parakou is in more northern. I don't know how far up north. It's about midway, I'd say. Benin, and another thing that just, like I said, I'm just going to kind of go through things that really impacted me. Was the drive. We had to drive from Cotonou to Parakou, and it was, I want to say like, it was a long drive. Like I want to say like 8+ hours of driving. I cannot remember exactly how long we drove, simply because we went two different ways, and one way took a little longer, and we had a flat tire one time, and we were filling up gas a couple times, and filling up gas is a lot different. There's no gas stations, so it's not like you can go and we fill up in 5 minutes. Everybody go to the restroom, and no, it's some little woman, some man on the side of a road that has containers with petrol in it, and he ciphers it out of his main container into measurable containers, and then pours it into the tank, and it takes quite a long time to do, but it was, that in and of itself was very interesting to watch someone. Could you imagine having to cipher gas every time you needed gas? Like, I am the world's worst for waiting till it's time to get somewhere to get gas. I'd be more late than I already am to get everywhere. So, and then on the way back, something else was going on with the car. So I can't tell you exactly the timing of it because there were so many different things that took place. But it was, saying all of that to say, there were some really long drives. But it was amazing to be able to see the villages of Africa. The places that we stayed in Cotonou and Parakou were more developed places. But then driving through, we got to see the villages, the huts, and I am not necessarily one that's like Black Power all the time, but there was a moment that I definitely reflected on being an African American in Africa. We all talk about going to the motherland, and here I am there. And so as we're driving through, of course the thought was, wow, I could have been here. I could have been in that hut. This could have been my way of life. This definitely could have been my way of life. Some of these people may be my family members. I don't know. I haven't traced my roots. I don't know. And so, of course, that was something that went through my mind. But as far as a reflection of the people of Africa, it was completely different from the people in Peru. And I'm not going to do a lot of comparison because, again, I'll say the two trips were completely different. I loved both of them. I'd do both of them again. I've done Iquitos twice, but I definitely do it again. I've only been to Benin once, but I definitely do and will do it again. But it's funny the differences in the culture. As far as this culture, I will say that this is one of the most innovative, seemingly non-complaining people I've ever met. I totally expected to have the you're an American, I want something from you response, but that was not what I got. What I got was, we're grateful that you're here to team with us. Not that you have anything that I don't have, but we're grateful that you believe enough in us to come here and to team with us, and we just want to bless you in any way that we can. We were in one of the markets one day, and someone just gave us water. We looked up and there was a case of water coming to the car just because they wanted to bless us. Now, in other places, it may have been that they were trying to jack up the prices, and I'm not even going to say that would not have been the case with some of the other vendors that were there, but I saw more of the let's bless them, let's bless them, let's bless them. I was sitting on the platform when I did the Festival of Miracles, and one of the pastors came up and gave me a package and said, I just wanted to give you something to bless you, and it was some cloth. And I was really excited because I really wanted some cloth, and we had not had the time or the opportunity to get anywhere to do that yet, so I was really excited. So now I'm looking for someone to make a garment out of it because it's really, really pretty cloth. I'd show it, but I don't have it with me right now. Why do the video without the cloth? I'll post a picture at the end, huh? But that was just the attitude of not, what are you bringing us? But you know what? We're grateful that you're here. We're grateful for everything that you have to offer us. But we also want to bless you as well. We want to take care of you as well. And that was just, that was really an amazing thing. Another thing that I noticed with these people is that, you know, so often we as Americans, and I'm not going to get, I do not like when people go on these trips and then they come back and all they want to do is bash Americans. I love my Americans. I love my country. I love being an American. I'm sorry. I love the world, but guess what? America's a part of the world, so I love it too. But I do feel that we really undervalue what we have. And so a lot of times I will hear, and it's really been a thing that changed the way I think and the way I conduct myself, of saying, you know, if I had this, then I do this. If I had this, then I do this. If I had this kind of money, this is what I do. If I had this kind of job, this is what I do. If I had education, this is what I do. If I had a husband, this is what I do. If I had kids, there's always that if, then, modus toden, whichever one of those, for those of you who've had critical thinking, whichever one of those it is. But that was not the attitude of them. They were more like, instead of the if I had, it was I have, so I will. You know, it's kind of like, you know, it wasn't if I had a gun, then I would know. It's I got a stick. What can I do with this stick? I can walk. If my leg hurts, I can walk with this stick. I can defend myself if someone tries to hurt me. I can use that as a weapon. I can also kill things with this stick, like you know, for food. I can knock down fruit from a tree. I can do so many different things with this stick. Let me see what all I can do with this stick, and being grateful for the stick. And I am oversimplifying that, but I'm just saying that I was really impacted by the level of gratefulness. I never really heard of complaining, and I just never really heard of complaining from the lack of what someone had. No one asked me for a thing. No one asked me for money. No one asked me for clothes. No one asked me for jewelry. No one asked me for anything. But they were all grateful for everything that they had. And so on this video, my thought is to be grateful for what you have. You know, my Bishop Huskins, has preached on God asking Moses, what's in your hand? You know, when Moses was complaining about all the things that he couldn't do, I stuttered. You know, all of his many. It's so funny when God calls you to do something, how we want to tell him what we're not capable of doing when he's the one who created us to do the very thing. It's like it's like the cup saying to us, you can't put water in me. That's what you were created to do. What do you mean I can't put water in you? You know? And so, you know, anyways. Bishop has preached the what's in your hand, not don't tell me what you don't have, what you can't do, what you're not capable of doing. What's within you? What do you have? And watch God use what you have. So stop saying I don't have, if I had. Stop making excuses. Let go of your excuses are such crutches. And it's time for you to be healed of whatever is causing you to need a crutch. Let go of it and allow God to use you as the vessel that he created you to be. Okay? More to come.